never move someone down
Yeah, you said that.
in
So
the
what?
press.
How do you never move them down if you can't get them to the next level, or if they stop
Well,
talking to you?
yeah. So what is moving them down define? If you are like, yes, I'm going to meet with you, I shake your hand at the listing appointment, I'm like, awesome, man, we're going to keep in touch. I never see the house listed,
Yeah,
but you met with me and you
yeah.
want to sell your house at some point. What moves you from I met with you, I told you what I want, I'm thinking about signing the listing presentation, or excuse me, the listing agreement, but we just need a little bit more time. Is it time that moved you down? Time that ever moved someone backwards?
Well, I have a situation where I had twice with the same person. They verbally told me they were going to list, and then the husband signs, and then the wife doesn't sign because they're talking about getting a divorce.
Right,
Right?
right,
He's done this to me twice now.
right.
Right?
Does
So
he not want to sell, Jim?
no, I don't know, dude. It's so hard to get that out of him. I don't know if she doesn't want to get divorced. He wants to get divorced. It's like
But Jim,
yeah,
the only difference is just time.
yeah, okay, yes,
And here's the deal. As soon as we qualify our bases, our database by time, we will lose. Because you're now assuming for every single person in your database, I know when you're going to buy, I know when you're going to sell, you're hot, you're not. It's all about, this is the classic realtor mentality, which is the lowest hanging fruit. Because I have no time. I need to make money right now. So you end up only following up with those who you think are going to buy as soon as possible. And you've qualified your database based upon the time to move. Go ahead, qualify your database by that. Because that's how most people do it. They qualify their database. The hot prospect means you're going to buy as quickly as possible. No, the hot prospect is the person who's ready to meet with you to get into representation. Not when you're going to possibly, you can't control that. So your whole database is lowest hanging fruit. That's all you've said. My database is lowest hanging fruit because I don't have time and I need to make money right away. So you never follow up. The people who ghost you, you're like, you're back to nurture. They met with you. You walked on the lot. You drove the car. You got down. You sat across from the guy, and the guy was like, here's the price for the car. And you're like, I'm going to have to think about it, man. And you go and get in the car with your wife and you drive away. Does the guy need a car? He needs a car.
Yeah.
But you lost the deal. You didn't close. You couldn't get it across the line because some guy had an objection that we didn't ask enough questions. Now, is that an admission of fault or guilt or anything else like that? Think of what you want. I lose them all the time with that too. So there's no guilt. If there's any fingers getting pointed, it gets pointed at me first. But the reality is, what I'm trying to get across to you is that as long as you qualify your database based on time, you're only going to follow up with the people who respond back to you immediately. Because I need it. I get it. But now you've lost complete perspective on your whole database. You're like, blast email, blast email, blast email. If you sprout up, fine, I'll attack it. But it's not really what we say. Oh, I want to see how you're doing. Hey, man, just wanted to check in, man. It's been a minute. I know you you came to the car dealership, you drove the car, you walked away with your wife, and I haven't heard back from you yet. I know you still need a car, man. Would you please give me a call back? I don't know what your objection was, but I want to work it through with you with a solution. Let me know, see how I can help you. If you already bought a car, totally fine. I won't call you again. Just let me know what's going on so I can stop calling you, bro. Because then you can actually get to the thing. Otherwise, you just keep asking the same realtor question. Are you interested yet? Are you interested yet? Are you interested yet? Are you interested yet?
Right. You can't do that.
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same exact thing. And you're like, and then all you're going to do is you're going to get frustrated because it's all time. You've looked at your database and you're like, it's just time. Funnel to the bottom. Funnel to the bottom. You're like, why can't I close you quicker? Why can't I close you? I don't know why I'm not closing quicker. I got to get because your whole mindset is lowest hanging fruit. I need the thing right now. But if you got your mind out of lowest hanging fruit possible, and you said, yes, the lowest hanging fruit's going to freaking buy anyways as soon as the house is available, because I'm following up in a systematic manner every time. Every single week. Hi, all you hot prospects. What's up? Looking for houses. It's on your MLS search, blah, blah, blah. Hit. Cool, we're good for this weekend. No, we're not good for this weekend. Now, all of your other stuff that's like a nurture stuff. Hey, I thought of you. I saw you. I thought of you. I saw of you. Then it's the hot prospects that you're still sending houses to. They're not replying. Hey, man, we got all the way to sitting down at Starbucks and we had a tea together. And you didn't call me back. Now, I'm guessing it's not because it wasn't the cologne you liked. Just say something funny.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I realized you took a pause from giving me a call back. I get it. If you don't want to call back because it was fine, like I said something or whatever, just at least tell me what it is. But I'd love to see how I can provide some sort of value to you and your family. That might be through new houses. That might be through not talking about this, but getting back involved in 6 months because you wanted to. But the guy got to the table and got out of the car. He's like, I want to sign this thing, but I don't have the language to tell you what it is that I don't know how to get across. Does he not want to buy? He was freaking pre-approved. He went and saw houses with you. They want to buy. There's just something that's holding them back. And maybe it's really valid. Hi, I know I don't qualify anymore, but I would buy a house. Does that mean nurture? Doesn't mean nurture. Like, what is nurture? Nurture is, I talked with you. I know what you want, but you don't want to meet with me yet. Because it's a different objection that you handle at nurture. At nurture, it's here's why you should meet with me. At hot prospects, it's here's why you should sign with me and we should buy. Because otherwise we get the same exact thing with her. What if you sign a buyer and they're just looking for a very specific house? It's an investment property. There's no urgency around that. It's a second home. There's no urgency around that. It's a first-time home buyer. We just need to find the right house. Or are they not buyers anymore? No. Are they nurtures? No. You're just waiting for the inventory to hit the market. You have a ready, willing, and able buyer. If you write it on the board, ready, willing, and able buyer, I just need to find a product. Well, that figures out your brain a little different. It's not, I'll touch back on that whenever because, something might come to the market. It's, I'm going to do everything I freaking can to find that house for Jimmy. So I'm going to call through people on streets. I'm going to door knock on streets for Jimmy because I actually have a buyer. He's ready to meet with me. He actually signed with me. He just needed me to find a house. It's a very different follow-up process. Once you rework your brain on like how you view your database. I don't view my database on like, here's the most ready to buy.
Yeah.
I find my database is all about objections. How far through the sales funnel have I moved you? My database, like you, is chock full. I actually have chock full of hot prospects. They're all ready to sell their house if they could get X amount. They've already met with me. They're ready to sell their house if they can get X amount. They're ready to buy a house if that one comes on the market. They're ready to do that. So I have a list, but now it's about objection handling. I've revised my mindset away from my database is all about lowest hanging fruit, time to buy, all of those things. Because then what are you doing for every call? It resets your mindset. Hi, what's up? You ready to buy today? You represented by an agent? Cool. Are you ready to get pre-approved? And then the lead is like, they can feel it. They can feel, oh, you just want to close me as quick as possible. And you want to see if I'm real. But what does real mean to you, Mr. Agent? Real means to you, are you ready to buy in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days because I need money within the next 30 to 60, 90 days? Guys, I'm not saying it's not real what you're going through, what I go through. I go through it as a team leader. Hi, are you an agent who's actually going to do what we say so you can get some money in your pocket? Are you going to do these things, yes or no? Because if you're not, like, serious, cool, not. But what do we do in that process? You burn people. I'm just not there yet. I got to figure it out in my head. I got to work through stuff. It's all about you've reduced people down to how transactional, and they feel it's transactional. Transformational to sell more houses is I hear what you're going through. Your wife doesn't want to sign because she's still not sure if she wants to hang on to the marriage or not. right? She's not sure with the divorce thing. That's why you can't get him to sign.
Well, and I could have that conversation, but sometimes it's just difficult getting back on the phone. Like this guy's
Totally.
hurting me, man. It's and I know he's just probably in a bad spot mentally with this whole thing.
Totally.
I get it.
Does he not want to, at some point in time, sell that freaking house?
No, I think
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And one of my objections would be like, okay, let's look at Jimmy or another guy, Sam. Sam needs to sell this house. Here's 4 things that could solve the problem. It's objection handling database. Sam, would you take an offer for $600,000 for the house? Like, yes, I would take an offer for $600,000 for the house. Awesome. You think you could have that conversation with your wife? Because I'd like to bring somebody in here this weekend. Cool. Ding. That's a solution for Sam. Hey, Sam, where would you go if you did get divorced? Well, if I did get divorced, I would move to a rental in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, cool. Like, here's a link to Trinidad and Tobago houses. Like, can't help you there, man. Maybe one of our EXP agents can, but like, there's something where we're providing some sort of solution. That way he stays in touch with you. Hey, I saw another rental come live for Trinidad. I'm making this up, Jim, but I saw another one come to the market. You still interested in living in Trinidad? Like, still am, bro. Cool. Just checking in. How's it going with the wife? Hate it every day. Awesome. Cool. Like, now you've actually, but it's not like, yes, it's going to take time, but you're not like, is this a real person who wants to like do this? Or was this just some like, oops, I slipped. I could, you've worked through so many of the objections and now he's down to 1. With most buyers, they enter into the world with like 50 objections. And you're narrowing down, like, oh, now it's like you want to meet with me and you're telling me what you want. Oh, awesome, cool. Now you want to like sign in about, like, all of the objections left are basically down to price of a house at that point. You're just working through a funnel of eliminating objections, and your database is there to show what objections today do I need to overcome with solutions. Not, here's some content that I can shoot out to see who's possibly ready and hiding behind bushes, ready to buy houses, but just won't tell me yet. I get it.
Yeah.
Am I preaching?
Yeah, it's totally it. It's getting them on the phone, and really finding out really what they want and what they need. And you don't get that from email. They just delete.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Because the guy did this. He left the dealership, Adam, right? He left the dealership and he got in the car with his wife and he's like, honestly, babe, we just can't afford that right now. And you're like, hey man, you want to come see another car? And he's like, I can't afford it right now and I don't want to make that phone call.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense? He like doesn't know how to tell you, or he's embarrassed.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how.
Right.
Meanwhile, your finance guy at the dealership's like, we got this 3-2-1 buy down plan that could probably get you in the house. He's like, I didn't know, right? I would have bought the house. What about the car? Right?
Yeah.
And so you're busy trying to figure out what objection is holding you back from buying.